Hello, everybody! Welcome to the Vagrancy Horror's attempt to celebrate the holidays. This is the last episode before Christmas, so we're going to do this now. I don't know. He showed up here last week, and he literally has not moved from this spot. Which is impressive, because you're wearing different clothes.
It's because I
the mic works.
Since you say it does work, I forgot to put my phone on mute because I got the live chat open on my phone.
Yeah, so do I, because I heard it and yours went off the exact same time mine went off.
To answer your question, Kristoff, is I am Jesus and I do whatever the fudge I want.
No swearhousing.
I said fudge.
You were close. Good catch on yourself, though. I'll give you that one. Tara was the first one in the chat tonight. Hi, Tara. Hello, Connie. Merry Christmas. Hello, Mr. Bishop. Hi, Sean. What in blazes? You're going to create an inverse infinite loop. Stop it.
What's wrong with an infinite loop? You can do all sorts of shenanigans in those.
No. Anyway, welcome, everybody. I don't know why, but my neck hurts tonight. Anyway, Sean says that you must have molted out of your old clothes and just had new clothes underneath.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm a plant that eats me.
If you start singing about feeding you, I'm kicking you out of my house. Which is weird because we're not in the house right now. We're out in the desert. But either way.
Feed me.
Shut up. Anyway. Tonight.
Feed me.
Oh, ho, ho, I caught you, you little prick. Here you go. Hang out with the other Mexican. That's Choopy. Oh, God!
I like how you always have something thrown at you. Every episode. I think we need to make a little clip of just like...
I don't even know where I just went just now.
Of things just being thrown at you.
What even... Oh, hi, Cthulhu. Rosadoo, the cursed doll. Balloony. Cthulhu. My mom sent me that for my birthday. Here, we're just going to throw those over there. And here's your other fellow Mexican. Oh, shit, that was Rosadoo. I'm cursed.
Rosadoo.
I am so cursed. Oh, God!
The axolotl's adorable.
Here you go. There we are. There we go. There. Anyway. Karma! Why don't you just show off Cthulhu again? Yes, yeah, this is the Cthulhu she sent me. Anyway, tonight we're talking... Or celebrate the holidays. Sort of. Now, this is going to be a bit of a surprise to people, but honestly... Probably my favorite thing with the holiday season, like, you know, of all the themes and motifs and all this stuff. You okay?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Don't die when there's a camera pointed at you.
That's the best time to do it.
No! Anyway.
Well, I'd want mine to be on film. Depends. I'd run on fire, screaming, jumping off a cliff, yelling something stupid.
Yeah, I meant to be cremated and...
Is someone's phone still talking?
No, someone else is talking back over there.
Oh, the kobold.
Oh, he's probably on the
He's
phone
in
out
his
there.
room. Yeah, he's playing...
The kobold likes to wander out in the desert and just talk on his phone. Sorry.
Yeah,
You guys probably can't hear him.
Cremated and then turned into gunpowder to be put into fireworks or ammunition.
That'd be cool. I mean, you'd be dead.
Santa Claus, boys and girls! We're talking about Santa Claus tonight. Jesus, non-existent Christ. Really?
Hey, I am existing. I am right here.
Anyway.
Rude.
Not only talking about dying, but he's talking about being turned into a frickin' bullet, and I'm the one who's rude. The algorithm is like ticking on like ancient runes deep in Relay or something. The apocalypse is about to happen, and it's all because of you.
Technically, it was supposed to happen a couple years ago, according to the Mayans, but that never happened.
It's not my fault your people were dyslexic.
You're dyslexic too, so I don't know what you're talking about.
What if it did happen? We just don't know it.
There's a theory.
Oh my.
You know that giant collider that they have up in...
Yes, sir.
Rome or whatever? There's a kid that made a theory that the Earth was destroyed when that happened, and there was also a heavy molecule that was there, and we were transferred to a different world, and that's why we have all these people saying that this was like when Pikachu had the black on his tail. Yeah.
Well, you notice how weird stuff started happening recently, like a certain company bought Star Wars and a certain person became president. It's like, this never would have happened before 2012.
Okay, you guys are talking about Mandela effects.
No, we're talking about the theory that the world ended, but we're all just...
got transferred to a different world.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, but we don't know it. Anyway, Santa Claus, boys and girls.
Don't feel sympathy for either of them. They're sober.
How do you know that?
You have... when did you get drunk? You haven't left this spot.
I'm Hispanic, bro. We have our ways.
I was excited tonight to talk about, Santa Claus, because there's actually a lot of interesting stuff to talk about, and there were going to be, I guess you were kind of a special guest. I mean, you're here. But no, we're going to talk about hadron colliders and the Mandela effect, and everybody's dead, and you're going to be turned into bullets.
You think this is Coke, but it's actually rum.
I would not be shocked. Actually, kind of think, let me smell that. Motherfucker! Damn it!
It's all gone.
I've told several people, when I die, just throw me in a ditch. Don't pay any money. There was one time my mom was worried about me being out late at night, and I told her, I'm like, I've seen all the Star Wars movies. I can die happily now. And my friends just started laughing and had to walk away.
One of them almost killed you twice. You gotta be hospitalized after you watched it.
We're not joking, by the way, about that. He actually did. He actually did end up frickin' bedridden.
For like 8 days, and
didn't they have to take him to the hospital?
Yeah, they took
no, Sean, it is not called the Nelson effect. It's the Mandela effect.
Corbett finally took me to the hospital after 3 days. I had like 104 fever, and they
He's leaving a small detail out, how he was not willing when we took him to the hospital, boys and girls.
I just wanted to sleep on that couch.
I'm not gonna say. No,
so
Santa Claus. Shut up, Santa Claus. Now, Santa Claus dates back to a Greek character, actually, which is interesting because everyone assumes that he is Germanic. Because that's what most people know about Santa Claus. But we'll get to that in a minute. The original actual character is Saint Nicholas. More specifically known as Saint Nicholas of... And you'll have to help me out on how you pronounce this. Myra? M-Y-R-A. That's...
Myra?
Myra. Right? Well, it's some holy city. I figured you would know it.
It's not in the Bible I know of. What do you... Myra City? Myra, ancient Greek. Was Lycene in ancient Greek, then Greco-Roman?
How is it pronounced? Is it Myra or Mira or?
Mira, I think.
Okay, well.
Then Byzantine and Ottoman. It's not in the Bible
that
I recall.
Okay, well, either way. He was known as Saint Nicholas of Mira or Myra. I'm not sure how exactly you pronounce that Y.
I think it would be Mira.
News to me. Yeah. To be fair, most saints aren't actually in the Bible. There's very few characters. Most of the pantheon of Catholic saints that we know are from much more recently.
Which is funny because depending on which one you follow, they don't either believe in the saints or you do believe in the saints.
Yeah, they're big. I know that the Catholics are big on.
Oh yeah.
The Catholics are big on it. But anyway, what's interesting is that they actually give a date to when he was born.
So it's Myra, according to the breakdown. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, no, he was supposedly born March 15th, 270 A.D., which is interesting. He was before our boy Christopher, the goodest boy.
Oh yeah, thank you, Sean Donson.
It
is true.
I'm almost afraid to look at the chat right now.
The Bible and Star Wars. Don't look. Just talk.
Anyway,
And
now
he looks anyways.
I'm looking at my notes. Okay. Anyway, so now most saints are the patron saint of one thing or another, but well, Nicholas was interesting, and that's the thing that kind of annoys me. Like, nobody knows about this guy, and he's like, you remember that meme, the most interesting man in the world?
Yeah, the commercials.
Yeah.
There's some good commercials.
Yeah.
I didn't like the new ones. The older ones were better.
I haven't seen the new ones. I only remember the old ones. But anyway, no, he was like the most interesting saint in the world. Here, get a load of this. Let me see here. I have it written down.
Wasn't he known as the
Okay, so
saint of prostitutes or something like that?
he is the patron saint of, in no particular order. Count this down, by the way. Someone count this down. Archers, sailors, shipbuilders, locksmiths, lockpicks, repentant thieves, toy makers, wood carvers, brewers, deal brokers, children, students, and single people.
So 13.
You point at me?
Well,
Let's be honest.
Well,
everyone-
yeah.
Everyone right here is single.
not by
That's
choice.
true.
She died.
Mine's in the Philippines, so.
What's your excuse?
Uh,
Anyway, on
Distance?
to something interesting. Anyway, he's like I said, the patron saint of 13 different things. Now, interestingly, he's generally referred to just as the patron saint of craftsmanship. Because if you look at that list of stuff, they're all things that you practice and you dedicate yourself to. Except children. Children
They were
and
all-
being single, they're all skills.
Depending
Yeah.
on what kind of priest you are.
He was a bishop, by the way.
We both know where I was going with that joke.
I know, and he was Catholic too, so...
Hey-o!
Anyway,
Just because my last name's Bishop doesn't mean I'm Catholic.
we were talking
There's
about
no
Nicholas,
relation.
not you.
There's no relation. But
Now, actually, hold on a second. Dr. Bible, are bishops specifically Catholic?
yes.
Oh, they are.
Well, okay. They're specifically Catholic, and I think Eastern Orthodox.
So there's a few types of Christian that could be a bishop. Well, anyway, he
actually,
wa-
don't quote me on that.
Right.
Nobody. But yeah, my last name has nothing to do
with
the
being, yeah,
Catholic. Now, my first name
is after,
Joseph
in
from
the Bible,
Genesis,
and you
my
also-
middle name David is King
David.
So,
yeah.
but my last name is
Ironically, though.
Yeah, you know what's funny is mine's actually named after Jesus. So that's what my mom named me after.
oh nice.
Even though my dad has the same name and my grandfather does as well. But mine
It's
was,
a very common name
Yeah, but mine was mostly just because
of that.
well, I almost died during... We both almost died during my birth, so...
Wow.
So, yeah.
Did the delivery take 3 days?
I'm going to be honest with you, I have no idea.
According
My mother always gives me shit that I was a really long, like 19-hour delivery or something.
If I remember correctly, I was the easy child. My brother was like
Difficult?
difficult, yeah.
Well, anyway,
But then again, I was the second. So
now, like I said, he's the patron saint of craftsmanship and skills. I don't know where the hell the whole single people comes from. I mean, okay. But anyway, this guy went everywhere and did everything. For example, he did a pilgrimage through the lands of Israel, even though they weren't Israel at the time. He is most remembered for two particular stories. The first one, and this is kind of where he became Santa Claus in a way. So, he was born into a very wealthy family. And this actually kind of bothered him because he was a good little boy who grew up reading the Bible. And in the Bible, it mentions that you can't serve money and the Lord. it only makes it worse that his father actually gained their family's wealth through gambling. And even as a little kid, Nicholas would always contradict and defy his father, saying, you shouldn't be gambling. And basically his father's defense was, well, the Bible doesn't say it's exactly a sin. Jesus just warns that you shouldn't gamble because it's dangerous and, you could get in trouble and stuff like that. So there was a very strained relationship between him and his family because they were all just happy to be rich. And he, well,
money fixes a lot of problems. And if people who say you can't buy happiness with money, you clearly don't know how to use it right.
See, but you can buy Shar-Pays with money.
Money fixes every problem that a poor person has. But
Pretty much.
But then it creates
other
problems that us as poor people don't have.
Hey,
I'd rather have the rich
basically-
problems. I would rather cry into $100 bills.
like that one scene from
Zombieland, yeah. When they stole all Bill Murray's money after they killed him. Spoiler warning, they killed Bill Murray in
If you haven't
Zombieland.
seen that movie yet, that's on you.
If you haven't seen it yet, go f*** yourself. Anyway,
Oh, you only took 4 hours. You had a big head and you were hard to push out.
only 4. See,
I can
growing
see
up,
that.
I was... See,
I
I
still have a big head. As your friend, I can say that.
This is what your mom says in the comments.
Oh,
But
now
Santa
I was
Claus-
only 4 hours. Growing up, I was 19 hours and I almost killed her. Anyway. So he had this very strained relationship with his family. And it only got worse because his mother and father actually died when he was very young. I believe he was like in his 20s
Am I?
when his parents died. And he inherited all their money.
Back then, you're considered a full blood. Like back
Yeah,
then
he
you
was
were
an adult, but that's still young. I mean, how old are you?
I'm in my 30s.
Okay, so you are older than he was when his parents died.
Yeah, but let's be honest.
He wasn't a child, but it was still very early in his life.
Yeah, but back then you were considered an adult when you hit like what, 10, 13?
Somewhere around there. But either way, the point is, he had a lot of hang-ups with his family. And that's kind of why he buried himself in faith. He was very, what's the term, dutiful? Dutiful. He was very keen and eager to do jobs and work at the church and stuff like that. And yeah, he climbed very quickly through the ranks and became a bishop. But he always resented and disliked his wealth. And he would find any excuse to get rid of it. Like like when you're like, damn, I'm a quarter short for the bus, and he'd be like, oh, here's a 5. You know what I mean? He was like that. Any excuse to just get rid of his money, he would. He didn't like it. He didn't like where it came from. He never really patched things up with his family, so it was, probably an unpleasant memory.
Man.
I know.
But that
But-
type of money back then, you could have bought a new family.
Jesus.
I'm not wrong.
Shut up. Anyway, now
You're bad.
another very famous story, and this is an example of how he would do anything to get rid of this money, was the story of how there was this man who came to him begging for help. So the story is really vague, and I couldn't find any consistent details of it, but basically this man came to Nicholas and confessed that he had been arrogant and he had mocked the devil. And so the devil tricked him into gambling against a kingpin, a local crime lord. It did not go well, and the man basically ended up gambling his 3 8-year-old daughters to the crime lord. And so he was like, yeah, but the devil made him do it. Because he mocked the devil.
Oh no!
Is that
you're
not
gonna
like-
give more money to someone who's a gambler? What are they gonna do with that money? They're gonna gamble it away again.
Oh, no. See, here's the thing. Nicholas was smart about this because he was like, well, that's not good. So he goes to the crime boss and it's like, look, we both know what kind of man you are. I'm not going to sit here and preach to you because I know you're not going to listen. So let's make a deal. I can't persuade you with faith. Let me persuade you with money. And the crime boss was like, well, see, here's the problem, Nikki. 3 8-year-old girls, there's a very certain market that I could make a lot of money with 3 8-year-old girls. And I'll give everyone a moment to, keep from throwing up in their mouth, because we all know exactly what this guy was planning to do with these girls. And
was there going to be a list of names next year early?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh yeah, they're releasing Epstein's list.
God.
Hey man.
Subtlety, Jesus.
Yeah, I don't have that.
Subtlety.
I don't have that.
I was trying to be subtle about that.
I wasn't.
Jesus,
Dude,
do you think at all before the words come out of your mouth?
Fuck no. You've known me how long?
5 or 6 years. I should be aware of it by now. Anyway.
Oh, more than that.
Anyway, yes, the kingpin planned to use the girls as prostitutes. There, I said it. Nicholas was, of course, disgusted by this, and he was like, I have a lot of money. If you won't just, because it's the right thing to do, let this guy out of this debt, then let's do a business deal. Let me buy these girls from you. And the crime boss was basically like, I'd be willing to sell the girls permanently, but not from you. Because you, I guess. I don't know. He doesn't give a reason. He's literally like, I'll take money for the girls, but not from you. I don't want your money. Because I guess he was just a jerk. Like, he doesn't give a reason. He literally is like, oh no, I'll let someone else do it, but yeah, screw you. But anyway, so Nicholas has an idea. Because now it's complicated, right? He can't buy the girls back from the crime boss.
That's when
and he doesn't trust the dad because look what happened when the last time the dad had money, right?
You go to someone you know, give that money to that person, have that person go buy them. Problem solved.
That's kind of what he did, actually. So he went and he snuck to the man's house, the man who gambled his daughters away, and he had these 3 big sacks. Now, he had rags on, he was hiding his face, he was acting drunk. And he went and he specifically asked to speak to the man's wife. Not him. Because we don't trust that guy with money.
Oh.
Don't trust the man who gambles his daughters with money. So he wants to talk to the wife. He says, and again, he's acting drunk. He's acting drunk and out of it. He's like, here, lady, here's these 3 big heavy sacks. Those are my laundry. Do them and give them back to me in a few days. Okay, bye. You're very pretty. Yeah. And so the lady's like, got these 3 gigantic sacks, and wouldn't you know it, that drunk fool was so out of it, he mistaked his 3 bags of laundry for 3 gigantic sacks full of gold.
Did you at least leave a note on there saying use this money to go pay for your kids?
She did. And that's kind of the origin of how, Santa comes and sneaks in and he gives presents and stuff. But yeah, he knew that he couldn't just give the money to the dad. He knew he couldn't just give the money to the crime lord. So he made it seem like it was just some dumb drunk person. Because, the crime boss can't get mad now.
No.
The money didn't come from Bishop Nicholas. What are you talking about? It was some drunk moron.
That kind of sounded like Bishop Nicholas.
Maybe, but coincidence.
Well, I didn't get a good look at his face.
Yeah, no, it could have been any drunk person.
Yeah, Jesse Pinkman putting money in the mail.
Exactly. Who knows? You can't say it was Bishop Nicholas.
Bishop Nicholas has a beard. This dude had a very curly mustache.
Yeah, no, I couldn't really see his face. I don't know who it was. It could have been anybody. And so the crime boss had to eat his words, and yeah, he had to take the money and let the girls go. But here's the thing. Apparently that started a trend because Nicholas became very mischievous. He liked to help people but not let them know it was him. And again, any excuse he had to get rid of his money, he would. For example, he started investing in shipbuilding. Which is why some people tie him to sailors and shipbuilders and stuff like that. Because, yeah, you'd be like, I want to build a ship and do merchant stuff. And some random drunk man in rags and stuff be like, here, hold my laundry. There you go, buddy. Hey, I'm going to go over here now. Ooh, I smell booze. I'm a total town drunk. I'm not a bishop, no.
I would go use that money to, stop working for the rest of my life.
But anyway, what's funny is that, like I said, he did lots of stuff. Another story talks about how he rescued a ship that was sinking by, I'm not joking, he literally prayed so hard that the ocean was impressed and it calmed. He impressed the ocean with his prayers.
Well, if you look at the Greek gods,
yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure
Olympus,
he didn't believe...
Olympus helped out. What the I forget his name, but the one who made the Trojan horse. Because there was someone with a keen that realized that there were soldiers inside, and Poseidon's like, nope.
But anyway, but my personal favorite, and the one that no one ever mentions, is that St. Nicholas was a demon slayer. Don't look at me like that. I'm not making this up. So there's this story that there was this old tree that stood right in front of the church where he held services and stuff. And because, anytime anyone's having a good time, anytime things are perfectly fine and nobody asked, here comes the former Prince of Darkness, Satan, has to just ruin everything for everyone. He's like, you know what? People are having too good of a time at that church. Hey, you. Demon, possess that tree. And so, a demon entered into this tree, and any time that someone tried to walk towards the archway to go into the church, the tree would swipe down at them and strike them. And apparently, Nicholas, who's inside the church already, he's standing at the podium. Where the hell is everybody for service?
Where is thou? You want to say hell. He's in the church, he's in the house of God.
Where in heaven are all those people that are supposed to be here for the show? What the hell? What the heaven? So he goes outside, and the tree takes a swipe at him. He ducks. By the way, St. Nicholas, the only one smart enough to duck the tree branch that comes swinging at him.
His perception of the whole world was good.
I guess. Well, he's on holy ground, so he gets advantage. Anyway, and so he realizes there must be a demon in this tree. And so the demon mocks him. It's like, yeah, but you can't do anything about it. I'm on holy ground. What are you going to do? Be violent?
Yeah.
So so St. Nicholas goes around behind the church, gets a lumberjack axe, and walks back and goes, yes, I am. The demon didn't think this one through very well because even though he could move the branches, he couldn't, uproot the tree and run away. So the demon was just kind of standing there. And Nicholas just chopped it down.
I feel bad for the demon now.
And then, to be absolutely certain, he chopped the tree and then used the whole tree, all of it, to carve wooden crosses.
Waste not, want not.
I can only imagine that demon was just in the tree like, oh, this was a mistake. This was a mistake.
I kind of want to use this dude as a D&D boss now.
The demon tree?
No, Nicholas.
Nicholas!
Your campaign party finally defeats the main bad guy. You're all resting. A human walks up. Mind you, I got this off TikTok.
Of course.
A lawyer representing Santa Claus says that you've all gone from the naughty list to Santa's Most Wanted because of the actions you've done trying to defeat the Demon Lord. And he will be there in 12 days to take you off the naughty list permanently.
Did they use the Chewbacca defense?
The Chewbacca
Apparently
defense?
He handed them a letter that was signed by Santa Claus, the Tooth Fairy, and the Easter Bunny. And then he says, it doesn't matter where you go, he can go into any building with or without a chimney.
It's true. He sneaks under the door cracks.
Mm-hmm. Or the windows.
No.
Or he tricks you into letting him in because he's just some drunk guy. What are you talking about? It's not wrong.
Oh.
Those guys will
real
just,
quick.
like, try to open your knob, and it's like, what are you doing?
You know what?
So
I'm
just
gonna write
my
this up so that way next year for this time, for like Christmas time, we can play.
Anyway,
that'd be cool.
real quick, before we go on, I want to point out that if you're looking for any last-minute Christmas gifts or for late Christmas gifts, our friend Black Lily is still up and active, and we have a link that should take you to her Facebook page. But if that...
What happens if you don't have Facebook?
Oh, wait, I think I did the wrong one. Yeah, that is the wrong one.
Edit character.
Yeah, no. Can you delete that?
Yeah, I don't know what that's taking us to.
Yeah, delete that. That is the wrong link. Hold on. There we go. This one should be the correct one. There we go. That's a Facebook link. There we go.
Yeah, I clicked on whatever you did, and it was taking time to load, but it was like...
Yeah, no. Yeah, disregard that one.
Sending people to a sketchy site.
Probably. Well, I mean, this one is sending them to Facebook, so...
Yeah, this says...
That's their price listing. You can contact her through that. But anyway,
Again, what happens if you don't have Facebook?
unfortunately, that's really the only consistent way to get a hold of her.
There's an email address. Must be the...
Yeah, hold on. I think I have that email.
Here, I'm gonna pull up.
There it is. I think that's the right way.
The Black Lily 1313, and here...
Yeah.
I have too much here.
Most gamblers don't know this, but you're actually most likely to win after you bet on the ownership of your third child.
He's trolling. He's trying to troll me and troll you.
I know, he's being a smartass. Hello, Purple Valkyrie.
As Donson always does.
Of course,
Hi.
he's the resident Lord of Chaos. Come on now. But anyway. But yeah, no, he did all kinds of weird stuff. I have to say that probably wasn't the smartest demon, you know, to plant yourself in an object that cannot move.
I'm surprised he was able to do it on a tree that was on hologram.
Yeah,
Technically, he shouldn't be able to do that.
this is true. But anyway. But I still just love how Nicholas, like, instantaneously is like, there's a demon in the tree. I'll go get an axe.
I wonder if he was friends with Abraham Lincoln.
I thought the exact same thing when you're like, Nicholas hunted demons. I'm like Abraham
Lincoln
Lincoln
hunted
hunted
vampires. Anyway,
For
That was such a terrible movie.
I've never seen it.
I've not seen it.
It was so bad.
But anyway, so what's interesting most of all is that Nicholas died. I didn't write down his death.
Ignore the orange blob.
That just streaks across the screen.
Well, when I sneak under the camera on the floor, you point it out and say, just walk in front.
Just do it.
I did just
Anyway, so now I couldn't find an exact date of when Nicholas passed away, which is weird because they specifically have his birthday. But it took 200 years after his death to canonize him.
It's probably before BC.
No, it was 80. It was after
It was
death.
80? Oh.
Yeah, he was born. No, he was 80.
So he died at 80 then.
What?
You said he was born before BC.
No, he was born in 80.
Huh.
270 AD. Anyway, there wouldn't have been a Catholic Church in BC. Anyway, but it took about 200 years to actually canonize him into sainthood. But here's a funny and kind of weird story. So after he was canonized, his body was moved and put in a tomb in Myra. Well, Myra, sometime later, fell into the control of the Turks in 1087. And the funny thing is that the Turks, who normally would just destroy any Christian monuments that they, took, they decided to be real a-holes. And instead, they left the tomb of Nicholas untouched, but they, basically, well, I guess we'd call it, tagged it, graffitied it. They, painted crude and lewd comments on the walls and stuff like that. I know, right?
It's kind of funny.
They didn't tear it down. They didn't destroy it. They literally tagged it with, they drew dicks on it and shit.
What were they, 5?
Muslim? I don't know.
Were they European?
Turks. Welcome back. Anyway, but here's the interesting turnaround. In the First Crusade, which in the beginning, the First Great Crusade was not going well for the Christian side, until a small unit of knights. You are so cursed.
You don't throw Rosadoo.
I just did.
Don't throw the cursed doll. Anyway, this small group of knights, who in some stories they actually got separated from the rest of their army. These were no-hope guys who figured they were screwed. So, well, if we're not going to make it back to the rest of the army, we're going to die. Let's die doing what knights do and fight for the holiness. And they actually, a dozen of them, tried to attack the Muslim-controlled settlement in Myra. They actually pulled it off. They actually drove the Turks out of the city and recovered the sarcophagus and bones of St. Nicholas. And this was considered the first victory for Christianity in the First Great Crusade. After that, his body and his sarcophagus, or casket, I'm not sure what you would... Yeah, I guess we'd call it a sarcophagus, wouldn't it? Or, because it's bigger than a coffin. It's not just a normal coffin.
Yeah, that's sarcophagus.
Sarcophagus.
I'm not sure what...
I'm not sure what the terminology would be for a Catholic. But anyway. Maybe he's a coffin.
Know, actually.
We're just going to go with sarcophagus.
Because it's a big fancy coffin. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure what they would actually call it. It sounds like something Mr. Bishop would know. It's actually the term is, whatever. Anyway. But anyway, the recovery of St. Nicholas's bones is considered the first victory for Christianity in the Crusades. After that, he was relocated to Venice. Now, I believe, but I didn't write down, of course, that eventually he was returned back to modern-day Myra. I don't know if it's still there or if it's called something else. But I believe he's not in Venice anymore. They took him back to where he was from originally. In any case...
What's his name?
St. Nicholas? The patron saint of apparently every thick and thin?
I like a good ask that question, man.
I swear I'm paying attention.
No, you're not. Or else you would have known his name.
I'm sorry.
That's great.
Sorry, everybody.
That's just fantastic, senor. What's this guy's name, even though he said it 5 times already? Well, technically more than 5 times.
I was going to say 500 freaking times.
What?
St. Nicholas? Yeah, where is his body now? Is it still in... Was it moved back to Myra, or is it still in Venice?
His grave crypt is in Bari.
Bari?
Church isn't so... Okay. Where's it?
So they moved him somewhere else again.
Poor man just can't rest.
Right? They keep moving his body around. Well, at least they didn't leave him inside of a tomb that had, like, freaking dicks drawn on it and stuff.
He's unusual in that most of his bones have been preserved in one spot. His grave crypt is in Bari.
Bari.
Where is Bari?
I don't know. I've never heard of Bari.
Watch your feet near the North Pole.
That's what Tara's saying. Is like, is he in the North Pole?
And the people who watch his tomb are short or midgets.
Bari is in Italy.
Okay.
Please tell me there are midgets who guard him. That'd be so freaking great.
It's the northern side of southeastern Italy.
The north side of South Italy.
Basically the top of the high heel of Italy.
Okay. Anyway, though.
So
I
that
don't know
means that Santa was probably kicking it with some mobsters.
Anyway, so, but that's actually St. Nicholas. And actually, who was it? Yeah, Sean brings a good point. You would think that with slaying a demon and saving children from prostitution, it wouldn't have taken 200 years for them to canonize him into a saint. But it did, 200 years.
They take their time, man.
Now,
They were too busy.
you look like there's
preparing for
something
the
you want to
Crusades.
say.
I can't... Sorry, I cut you off. What?
I said they were busy. They were preparing for the Crusades.
Oh, this was hundreds and hundreds of years before the
Yeah.
Crusades.
Yeah, they were taking their sweet time preparing for the Crusades.
I was going to say something. I can't actually speak to it because you can't become a saint until a certain amount of time after your death.
Huh.
There is a thing. I can't really speak.
I know that
there's certain guidelines that they have to follow before that happens.
There has to be like 3 miracles or something like that. You have to perform miracles. Because you can't be just like stupidly famous. Like they actually tried to propose that Rasputin, the mad monk, should be sainted, and it's like,
Oh my god, yes.
There's certain criteria. According to this, persons in heaven, canonized or not, who lived heroically virtuous lives, offered their life for others, or were martyred for the faith, and who are worthy of imitation. But there are other things.
There's a bunch of stuff for being a saint.
It takes time. I don't know if it officially takes time or if it's just like it takes time to realize it.
Yeah. But either way, but he was canonized, he was sainted. And what's interesting is that he spawned lots of stories about him. It's weird because he was in Italy, but yet he's more famously known in like the Scandinavian region.
I'm assuming it's a hard process, probably, to get the Pope to get God on the horn and all that.
That sounds like a Sean quote.
I literally have a list of saints here.
Huh.
The last saints canonized were October 9th, 2022.
Really?
Giovanni Battista Scalabrini and Artemidius Zatti.
Batista as in the wrestler?
He's not dead.
He's not dead.
But anyway,
I think saints do have to be
dead for so long.
Yeah.
Okay, but
Why
either
did
way,
he die?
Batista?
Yeah.
he didn't.
The one with the
Saint Batista.
Saint Batista deceased. June 1st, 1905, age 65. Kingdom of Italy.
Kingdom of Italy. Fancy.
Buried June 5th, 1905.
Okay, but anyway.
Well, World War One.
Yeah, anyway. But it's weird how he had all these stories about him, but he really became famous and popular in the Scandinavian regions, especially Germany. They loved this guy in Germany, where they called him Sinterklaas. Don't look at me like that. I'm not making this up. Sinterklaas. Now, what's interesting is that Sinter, he's spread all over really Europe. In England, they specifically call him Father Christmas. But basically, he is the spirit of Saint Nicholas. And he, true to his life, he is sort of a protector and rewarder of good children. This is where we get the story about Santa brings you presents, right? Well, hold on, don't worry, I got this. Anyway, but there's a lot of misconceptions about him. For starters, people modernly we say, well, if you're good, he'll bring you a toy. If you're naughty, he'll bring you a coal. Well, what if I told you that actually, if you were good, he would bring you a coal too? It depends on if you were a Christian or you were a pagan. This is going to blow some people's minds. Get this. So, way long time ago, we're talking like 900 AD and back. You know, the earliest forms of the expansion of Christianity, as they moved into Europe, the people there, who we know as the Druids or the pagans, they called them the Hearthen people. But again, call them whatever you want, Druid, pagan, it's the same thing. Now the Christians, honestly, for a long time, they were perfectly fine. Like, everyone talks about how Christians are so intolerant, Christians, they stole all the pagans' ideas and crap like that. No, this is all much more modern stuff. Back then, honestly, they were just neighbors who thought each other was weird. Because, see, Christians, they like to build cities. And just basically, what we say, tank the weather. I'm not moving. I'm just going to build a thick house that can't get snowed into. Well, the Hearthens had the opposite idea. Get the hell out of the way. Just move and migrate around to where the weather was more tolerable. So the situation arose that Hearthens were these very hardy people who lived out in nature, and the Christians, well, they had resources. They had money, they had structure, they had stability. And so very often the two groups would basically barter with each other and negotiate and do work. In fact, most people don't know this, a majority of those big, beautiful chapels and cathedrals and stuff like that, all over Europe that are so historical and so important, Christians didn't build those. They paid the Hearthens to build them for them. But the thing is the Hearthens don't give a shit about your money. What is a dude who basically lives camping going to do with gold coins, right? So what do you do? What do you barter? You give them coal for their fire pits. And so there was this ancient kind of peace treaty, if you will. And I'm sure there's going to be people who will argue about the terminology. But basically, there was this peace struck between the pagans and the Christians over coal. And so Sinter would give the Christians a toy, and if you were a pagan, he would give you coal, in reference, of course, to the ancient traditions of Christians and pagans being friends. I should also point out that while they were being buddy-buddy over coal, there's also the imminent and eternal menace of the Middle Eastern Muslim Islamic tribes. So they had incentive to be friends. But anyway, that's the whole thing. But the problem is that as Christianity continued to grow and became more of a political party, well, you don't want to be a pagan. That's bad. That's bad. So he gives you coal twisted into, well, it means you were bad. Because, only good little boys and girls are Christian. You don't want to be like those filthy Hearthens.
Of course not, no.
No, by the way, pay your tithe. Anyway, which is ironic because God literally says, don't worry about the tithe. That's literally, in his own words, by the way, that's literally God says, that's the last thing I care about. I don't care about the tithe. But it's something the church loves to say.
But to correct you, God says never test God.
Except on the tithe.
There's one time you can test God, on the tithe.
Yeah. The church won't tell you that. The church will just put the plate in front of you and be like, hey, pay up, bitch.
And then I move the plate to somebody else.
Well, that's why I'm not the biggest fan of the church. But yeah, that's the one thing God says, never test God.
Except that
the tithe.
we can negotiate tithe. Tithe he doesn't care about. Again, unless you're actually the person who gets to hold the money. That reminds me, I have a wonderful tithe joke, actually. Remind me after the show to tell the tithe joke.
Why not tell it now? Is it?
Well, no, it's a long joke, and I don't want to lose track too much, because we're already going way off track. But anyway, the whole legend about bad children getting coal is basically the church, being the church, pretty much. No, originally it was all children get a present. Everyone gets a present, because here's the thing. The whole idea of Santa Claus, or Santa Claus, is he is a metaphor for Jesus. Jesus has the gift of salvation, and he'll give that gift to all people, right? Yeah, so it snowballs down to Santa. Everyone's on the good list. Everyone can get a present. Everyone deserves a present from Santa, just like everyone deserves salvation through Jesus Christ. That's the whole point.
Except the kids from nowadays, they don't deserve anything.
Valid, but we're trying to stay positive.
But isn't it the parents' fault?
I'm sorry.
To a degree.
Yeah, to a degree, but at some point...
You have to acknowledge some people are just shit.
When you keep getting in trouble, and you keep doing your same actions, and he keeps having to take you home because you keep doing dumb stuff, at that point, that's on you, regardless of how old you are.
There's a certain point where you are responsible for yourself. But anyway...
And deserve an ass whooping.
Well, funny you should bring that up, because Sinter has some friends. Now, what's interesting is that in German mythology, in the stories of Sinterklaas, he has an assistant known as Black Pete, or Shadow Pete. Now, in some legends, when you become a saint, you ascend to heaven, your shadow falls behind, because your shadow represents the bad part of you. You're evil. And so it can't go with you to heaven. Now, normally the shadow of a saint becomes a demon and is evil and scary, but oddly, here's the thing about Nicholas. Nicholas was such a good person. He was so good that even his shadow is good. Shadow Pete is not a bad guy. He's a prankster. He likes to make jokes and pranks, and he always tries to tempt the little kiddies. Hey, come help me prank Saint. Help me prank Saint Nicholas. It'll be funny. I'll give you a candy. You want candy?
No.
You want candy?
We literally had candy put on our door.
Yeah,
Who put the candy on our door?
It was the office.
It was Shadow Pete. Shadow Pete will give you candy if you help him prank Santa Claus. Now, of course, Sinterklaas, you're not going to pull a prank off on a saintly spirit. He always catches Shadow Pete. And here's the thing that's interesting. In the oldest stories, Sinter, he doesn't do anything bad if he catches you trying to prank him or anything like that. It's, that's not nice. That's not nice. That he doesn't do anything bad to you. Until you get to the English version, where Shadow Pete becomes Servant Pete. Yeah, the English are the ones who would make it go there, right?
Does he have a hunchback too?
Yes. And he's black.
I was actually playing about that part, but damn.
No, he has a hunchback. He is described as being a hunchback and black because, of course, he's a shadow.
Does he have a taser?
No. He has a sack full of candy. But here's the thing. In the English versions, sometimes Sinter will lose his temper with Pete and will spank him for trying to pull pranks. I'm not joking. So don't try to prank Sinterklaas if you're English, or you'll get a spanking. There's also a really random, weird story. Again, this is from England, where some children say they're going to tattle on Pete because he's trying to bribe them with candy, and they say, "We're going to tell Sinter on you." And he says, "If you do, I'll stuff you in my sack and I'll take you to Spain to be slaves."
Why does my mind go straight to Krampus?
My mind's going to somebody randomly put candy on everybody's door and you're eating it.
Man, leave me alone.
Okay.
For the last chocolate piece?
Yes. Okay, for context, we live in an apartment, and every year they put a bag of candy
this
on
is the
it.
first time I've had it happen. I've been here for years.
Yeah. First time it's happened here.
Yeah.
They did it last year.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did.
No.
No?
You're tripping, bro.
Unless you kept it all to yourself.
That's why that did not happen.
It's all freaking
Did you agree to play a prank on Santa Claus with Shadow Pete?
You guys literally took everything except the mints out of the bag of candy that's put on our door.
Because mints are terrible.
Because only good boy little girls and fat Mexicans get chocolate. Everyone else gets the mint.
Oh. Well, you got the mints now. But anyway. Anyway. But no, so anyway. But yeah, so Shadow Pete is having fun.
Okay, for context, we live in an apartment, and I swear last year they did it too.
They
But
did not.
we got candy on our door, thanking us for living here.
Yeah, I would have preferred a month free of rent.
Right? But anyway.
Yeah.
Anywho's. Now, what's interesting is that, again, even in England, where he's suddenly a slave and not just his shadow, Shadow Pete is not bad. He's a prankster. He doesn't hurt anyone or do anything bad. I'm kind of glad the camera's not on you. But at the same time...
I realized there was a rapper on it.
For context, boys and girls, the bishop over in the corner just shoved a Reese's in his mouth without taking the wrapper cup off. You okay over there?
I think so.
You alright? You gonna live? Good. I don't know what...
Please don't make me laugh. I really don't want to cough right now.
Anyway.
I'm chewing and I'm like, there's paper on this.
Oh...
Sorry. Alright, serious.
If they make a religious fighting game, Shadow Pete should be Santa Claus's alternate skin. No, he should be a full character on his own. He should help Santa.
Nah.
But anyway, now here's the interesting, because like I said, he's actually a good guy. He's just kind of mischievous, you know. But he doesn't do anything bad.
For now.
Until you go to the eastern part. I think it's the eastern part. The Alpine region. That's eastern Germany, isn't it, Bishop? Where are the Alpines? Hold on a second here. Have a drink.
Western Germany has... Oh, no, it's southern Germany, just above Italy and...
Southern Germany. Okay, so the Alpine region is very different. The Alpine region is where you get your boy... Krampus.
My favorite version of Krampus is from American Dad.
You are going to be sorely disappointed.
Hey, I said my favorite version of him.
So...
I like The Office,
Belschnickel.
I don't like that show, so I don't know what you're talking about.
I actually agree with you. I think it's painfully overrated. It's not bad, but it's really not so great. But anyway, so in the Alpine region, Shadow Pete becomes Krampus. Now, again, keep in mind, the character is St. Nicholas's shadow who couldn't go with him to heaven. Now, Shadow Pete, he's basically just a mischief maker, but he's still Sinter's friend. He's still friends with Sinter. Krampus is like a psycho ex-girlfriend. He's so angry, so upset that Nicholas left me behind. Nicholas didn't take me to heaven.
How dare you move on without me?
Literally, yes. How dare you? How dare you?
Get out of this toxic relationship and move somewhere positive.
Yes. And so the shadow, no longer having Nicholas, went to Satan and was like, Satan, help me. I want revenge. I want vengeance. He left me. He abandoned me. And so Satan, in a rare occurrence of not being the most butthead possible at all times, actually agrees. And he turns the shadow into a demon and names him Krampus, which is a blasphemy of Christmas. Intentionally mispronouncing it. Anyway, though, and so Krampus, he has all this demonic power now. He's going to get revenge on Sinter for leaving him behind and stuff. So, first, now, real quick, Sinterklaas does not have a sleigh with reindeer. He rides on a white horse that can run very fast. Can't fly.
And
he has
new DC? I believe it's DC. No, Marvel. It's either DC or Marvel. I don't remember which one.
What's the difference?
There's the one that's not that great, and then the one that was good and is now crap.
Comic-wise, one of them was at the time it's Marvel. They're releasing a issue of Saint Nicholas, and in this one that's when he first starts off. But in this one, he has a giant werewolf, not werewolf, a giant white wolf.
White wolf?
Yeah.
Neat.
And it's supposed to end like on Christmas.
Well, anyway, so Sinter has this white horse. Well, Krampus is hell-bent to do anything he can to hurt Sinter. Because again, you left me. You left me. Anyway, though. So while Sinter was inside delivering toys and coal and stuff, Krampus... I hope Tara's not in the chat because she's not going to like where this is going. Krampus skins the horse alive and tans its hide into leather cords that he carries around like a whip. So Sinter comes back outside and it's like...
Alright, let me get this straight. He notices a demon inside of a tree. He's smart enough to dodge it, but doesn't hear his horse being skinned alive?
Yes.
Sainthood did not do justice to this man.
Well, he wasn't on holy ground, so he didn't get advantage with his perception roll.
Santa, roll perception.
Net 1.
Net 1. Alright, you don't hear anything. Horse, roll perception. You don't hear anything at all. Krampus, roll sneak.
20.
Nat 20 plus 10. Congratulations. You skinned a horse without even him noticing. You turn his skin into a leather whip. Santa comes back. Doesn't know what happened.
Anyway, so Santa doesn't know what happened. He's confused. But in one of the most glorious FUs, Jesus shows up.
Oh, great. Now I have to be in the story?
and Sinterklaas is like, my horse! My horse is dead! It got skinned alive! Oh, Tara's here, but sounds like she has a delay. Anyway, and so Jesus is like, well, this isn't a very big problem. Hold on a second. Jesus whistles. Jesus whistles and calls the spirit of the horse down from heaven. Which, by the way, implies that animals go to heaven and animals have souls.
Is that Hellboy punching Batman in the face?
Yes. Since... Okay, Darnton said he had the Hellboy versus Krampus.
Oh.
And I'm looking it up and oh, well, okay, whatever. And then Hellboy punching Batman in the face on my computer.
Okay.
Your movie was too damn long.
Which one? Anyway, though. So Jesus calls the spirit of the horse down from heaven, which again implies that animals go to heaven in this story, which is a whole argument of itself. Anyway, though. And so Sinterklaas, from then on, just rides on a ghost horse. And because it's a ghost, it can go off the ground now, so he can fly and stay away from Krampus. But now Sinter realizes that there's a demon who's obsessed with hurting him and ruining all his hard work in Christmas time, so he has to hide his workshop.
And he's not green.
No, but interesting side note real quick, and you bring that up, Sinterklaas is often described and depicted wearing green.
Huh.
Like the pine needles on the trees. But anyway, and so he has to hide his workshop because he knows, Krampus is going to, if he'll attack the horse, of course he's going to destroy my workshop, right? So he has to hide his workshop way up in the north. Now I want to point out, it's not specifically said the North Pole, it's just way up north. So, okay, whatever. And he's there in his workshop, and he's working on toys and stuff, and he hears somebody sneeze. Without thinking, he goes, well, God bless you. Goes back to working on his toys. He hears another sneeze. God bless you. Go back to work, and then he stops. Wait a minute.
Now he rolls high on his perception.
Who's sneezing out here? And so he goes to the window of his workshop, and he sees there's these little kids outside, huddled around in the snow, trying to make a little fire.
Again, now he rolls high on his perception.
Not
when his horse needed him. Nope. The kids need help. Yup.
Sorry to my goat man, but Jesus really dumped on him with that one. He kind of did. But anyway. Well, I mean, if you ask the Christians, Jesus always takes it to the hoop. But anyhow. Hey-oh. Anyway, so he throws the door open. It's like, you children, get out of the cold. Get in here. Come on, get in here. Get out of the snow. And so they shuffle inside, and he's looking at them.
Do they have pointy ears?
And beards. Pointy ears and big bushy beards. And he's looking at them going, you're not children. And they all look around like, no. And he's like, what are you? Who are you?
They're gnomes.
They're kobolds. Yep, kobolds. They are kobolds. The whole reason that you can't see it, but the bishop is being funny over in the corner, threatening violence against innocent kobolds.
Gnomes.
You know this.
Oh,
Football kicking. I made a football kicking reference.
So, in reference to that,
okay.
anytime we've played D&D and there was a gnome or a tribe of gnomes, my character, for some reason, always had a thing against gnomes and would punt them like they were footballs.
You also fed them to your eldritch dog friend.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that one.
You forgot?
Was it my friend or was it someone else's in the group's friend?
Woodrow was the bard, Etchy's animal companion, but he became your friend.
Yeah, me and him became buddies.
Woodrow. I remember Woodrow.
And Enidar the snake was
an accomplice. Good. Bullshit.
Perfectly good.
But my lies. If you were perfectly good, freaking Ryuk was a goddamn saint.
Anyway, though, yeah. So no, it's a running joke around here with us that all gnomes must be brutalized on sight immediately. But these were not gnomes; they were kobolds. Because remember, again, the whole thing about Santa's magic elves in the workshop. That's a mistranslation from this German legend. Because again, kobold doesn't translate into English. Well, what does kobold mean? It's a fairy. So like an elf or a gnome? Yes. I don't know. Whatever the hell you say, German. Whatever you say, Englishman. Keep in mind, these are the same people who turned Pete from being a shadow to a slave. So, yeah, so the original legend of
I was going to say something, but I'm just going to keep my mouth shut.
Please don't. Please don't. I'm amazed we're still on the air.
Especially with how the world states is right now.
I'm amazed that we're still on the air. Anyway, though.
If you want us to get us off the air.
No! Anyway, in the original legend, Santa Claus's friends were kobolds. They were not elves. Now, back to the story. So, he's like, well, I thought you were children. And they ask him, it's like, do we have to go back outside now? And he's like, no, I'm not going to throw you back out into the damn cold. I have a lot of work to do, so please just be quiet. Okay, there's some soup on the stove. Help yourselves. Please just let me work. I have to make toys. And so he goes and sits back down. He's going back to making his toys. Well, a few minutes later, one of the kobolds walks up to him. Can I borrow this paint here? Thank you. He's like, okay, no problem, whatever. Back to work. A few minutes later, another one walks over. Can I borrow this wood carving knife? Okay, just don't run with it. He totally ran with it.
Yeah, I can see that. Kobolds are not that
bright.
Yeah.
Good workers.
And you know what's funny is I would rather have a kobold working on something instead of a tiny little fairy.
But anyway, well, kobolds are very smart. They don't have a lot of thinking power. There's not a lot of processing power with all that information. Yeah. Anyway, though, so he's going back to his work and then he stops. What does a kobold need paint? What does a kobold need a wood carving knife for? And so he turns and looks, and
Prison shave?
They're all sitting at this little table making toys. And he's like, what's going on here? What are you guys doing? And they explained to him, well, you were so nice to us, we wanted to help you. Because that's what kobolds do. If you're nice to a kobold has to be nice to you. And the funny thing is actually the toys didn't look half bad. They were pretty good. These little effers were actually doing a pretty good job. And so he was like, okay, yeah, we can do this. Yeah, okay. You can help me make toys for everybody. And heck, they're kobolds. They love to go in mines, get some coal for those pagans over there. You know? And so Santa Claus invites the kobolds to live in his toy shed. Well, not toy shed, his workshop, excuse me.
Free child labor force.
They're not children. They're not children. And again, they basically...
That's where my mind went, okay?
They basically were working for room and board. Which is a fair exchange, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Especially because, again, they wanted to. They liked it. Kobolds like to be helpful to people who are nice to them.
I'm assuming he only helped out. There was only a few when he went outside.
Yeah, because he thought they were just a bunch of kids. But either way. Well, anyway, here's the funny thing. So they help him build all the toys and get the coal for all the children and stuff like that. And it's time for him to do his yearly trip around the world. And he tells the kobolds, good job. Stay here, make yourselves comfortable. You have this is your home now. I'm not going to say you have to leave. You've done a very good job. And he goes. And then Krampus shows up.
Of course Krampus shows up.
Because, yeah, he has to just ruin a good time, right? You make a bunch of new friends, and then your psycho ex-girlfriend shows up.
That's how it happens, bro.
Damn time.
You're doing great. Life is going good. It's finally going your way, and then your crazy ex shows up trying to get back in your life.
Mm-hmm.
You throw it into complete and utter chaos.
Yep. So anyway,
because you're happy, and she wasn't the cause of it, so she's going to be the cause of your massive headache.
Mm-hmm. So Krampus finds the workshop. Now keep in mind, he doesn't know Santa has any help or anything like that. He's just like, this is Santa Claus's frickin' toy shop. I'm going to break it and ruin everything, and Christmas will be cancelled. Yeah. Teach him to move on without me.
1920s supervillain.
And so he kicks open the door to the toy shop, walks inside, and all the kobolds just look up at him. Hello, motherfucker.
You tell me I cuss too much.
It's my show.
My ears are bleeding.
Sean insists he could fix the Krampus and make him a good guy. No.
I'm sure Sean could.
I believe in Sean. He got this.
Sean is building an army. I'm not crazy, okay? He's going to have an angel for a space heater, a minotaur for a roommate, and now he's going to have frickin' Krampus for a boyfriend. He's building an army. I'm not paranoid. He's going to attack eventually.
Minotaur would probably be more than just a roommate. Yeah, I said it.
Shots fired! Anyway, so here's the beautiful thing. The next time anyone tells you that Krampus is this badass demon and he's so cool, point out to them that a bunch of kobolds kick the shit out of him.
Hey, man.
No, I'm dead serious. He goes into the toy shop intent on destroying it. All the kobolds catch him, and they actually fight. There's a battle in the toy shop.
I'll make another good D&D story. You all play as
kobolds, and you have to protect the workshop from Krampus. But no, they fight him. And I was thinking, hear me out on this, because we can go two directions. A movie of Krampus, basically it's Home Alone, but with Krampus instead of thieves, and Macaulay Culkin is a bunch of little kobolds. And you either make it a horror movie from Krampus's perspective, or you make it a comedy from the kobolds' perspective.
Okay, you can do both.
Yeah.
I was trying to say, why not?
Kind of both.
Yeah.
Because keep in mind something, okay? Because we were talking about kobolds a couple weeks ago. I'll test your memory. What is a kobold's favorite shape to take? Anyone in the chat remember? No looking it up, by the way. What is a kobold's favorite shape?
I wasn't paying attention to that episode. I was sick.
You weren't there. That's right, you were dying or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were... Yeah.
Yeah, what is a kobold's favorite shape to take? Don't look it up.
A shoe. What's his name again?
Can you put yourself in timeout?
Yeah.
I'm curious if anyone will... I guarantee everybody's like going back to that episode, like, where did he say that?
Gotta watch the whole episode. An hour later, we finally get the answer.
Well, I'm gonna give people a minute. I'm gonna give it a couple minutes. But anyway. But no, I think it'd be a good... Because I actually like the original Home Alone. I think it'd be...
The first two were good, and then...
2 wasn't bad. 2 was cool because it had Tim Curry. And Donald Trump actually makes a cameo.
Yep.
True to his nature, by the way, he does nothing to help the child who is obviously in distress and lost in the most dangerous city in the world.
The kid asked him where the help desk was at.
Yeah,
and he told him which way it was.
Now, to defend it, the kid's not like, help me, sir, I'm lost, and 2 guys are after me.
This
He
is
said,
true.
excuse me, sir, where's the help desk at? He said that way. And then he said thank you, and he said no problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll agree with you there.
Respect on my senior Trump's names.
Yeah, I gotta stand up for Trump. I mean, Macaulay Culkin I'm lost.
While we're waiting for people to try and answer, I do have a question. Speaking of Trump, what would you say is your favorite cameo Easter egg appearance in a movie?
Oh, that's a hard one.
I'm buying time so people have a chance to answer. Because I want people to answer.
Favorite cameo appearance? Ooh.
I'll also take an Easter egg.
See, then well, for me, it automatically goes to Star Wars, because Star Wars is full of those. Pre-Mouse.
Mine is one of the Chucky movies.
Child's Play?
Child's Play?
Yeah. It's, I think it's Cult of Chucky. So Chucky figured out how he could split his soul into multiple dolls, and Andy has Chucky, like original Chucky's head. He blew like his body off, and like only he has the head and the head sentient. And at the end of that one, his stepsister or foster sister from the second one makes an appearance right at the end.
Yeah. Yeah. I've not seen that movie, but I know exactly what you're talking about. Because there's like 4 or 5 different Chuckies, and they all kind of like argue.
And the reason why that one's one of my favorite ones is because one of my first horror movies I saw was Child's Play.
Bruce Campbell in any Sam Raimi movie. That is not a kobold's favorite shape to take.
And that's not a cameo either.
That doesn't count as a cameo, dude. That's...
See, I've not seen the movie, but I vaguely know what you're talking about. It's only at the end Andy gets Chucky.
And then the last Spider-Man movie, Far From Home.
Ooh.
Just because they brought back
Tobey
Maguire, Dr.
Octopus,
and Green Goblin,
and
and Sandman. Like,
yeah, that was a really good movie.
We're doing somebody injustice.
My personal favorite cameo Easter egg thing is actually from a show called The Golden Girls. The lady who plays Dorothy, B. Arthur, I believe.
You know what's funny?
In a flashback episode, she played Dorothy's grandma. Because everybody always made jokes about how B. Arthur, Dorothy, looks nothing like Sophia, who's supposed to be Dorothy's mother. So they actually canonically explained it by saying, well, Dorothy gets her looks from her grandma. Because B. Arthur also played her grandma. And it was like the greatest cameo scene ever. I love that episode of The Golden Girls. I love B. Arthur.
A good Easter egg too is Ash from The Evil Dead. Freddy Krueger's glove. You can see.
Oh, it's hidden in the original.
And then same with Chucky. When they title in all the movies together, Chucky's Bride. When he's going through the locker, Scream's mask is in there. Jason's mask is in there. Part of Freddy's glove is in there. And a few, the Leatherface's chainsaw is in there.
Yeah. But anyway, well, no one is even trying to answer, and you're all disappointing as hell. But no, a kobold's favorite shape to take...
A couple noodles?
Is nothing. Is nothing. They like to be invisible. So, I mean, from Krampus's perspective, there's just random shit hitting him.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
It would, like, seriously. Seriously.
Bro, are you looking up the name of the actor from the Amazing Spider-Man?
I cannot remember his name. I can picture his face.
Oh, boy.
I was gonna say Garfield.
Andrew Garfield, yes.
Huh, I did get the last name right.
You said everybody who made a cameo in that movie except Andrew Garfield, and I'm like
I liked him.
He was a good Spider-Man.
He was. But I just wish they kept it going, like, after he lost Gwen. Because the next one would have been great, because it would have been having to deal with that. And then him, like, not holding his punches back.
Yeah, but anyway.
We've really hijacked your show.
Yeah.
We always should.
Shut up. Anyway.
No.
So yeah, the kobolds beat the hell out of Krampus and forced him to run away.
It would have been great.
And that's how...
St. Nicholas came back and Krampus is just, like, tied up and just hanging from the ceiling.
With a freaking, like, with a big walnut stuck in his mouth like a nutcracker.
That would have been hilarious.
But no, he runs away. Which, by the way, I can only imagine how awkward that must have been for Krampus. You know, he goes back to hell to Satan. Oh, Master. About that whole ruining Christmas thing.
That did not work all that well.
No, it did not. There were tiny little hairy men.
That would smack them.
A couple of them also looked like lizards for some reason. I tried punting them, but there were too many. Worse yet, by the way, I want to point something out. In the German legends, a kobold can normally stand about half a foot tall, so 6 inches. They can grow to 2 feet. So that's why they look like children sometimes. I want to point something out. A 2 foot tall person, perfect height to headbutt someone in the balls. When I was reading this story about how the kobolds saved Christmas from Krampus, I just pictured like the little kobold, you know, and then the sound effect when Mario grabs a mushroom. And they're just suddenly 2 foot tall, and Krampus is just like, that's still not very big. And then forehead to the balls.
And then you hear the Yoshi sound.
Isn't Krampus like tall as fuck though?
No, he's the size of a human. But anyway, it's kind of funny. Everyone talks about how badass Krampus is. Krampus isn't shit. Okay? He kidnaps children.
Disciplines children.
Disciplines. He kidnaps them, puts them in a wicker basket, and carries them off to hell. You know why he does that to children? Because he can't fight an adult. He's weak. He's puny. He's a bitch. He got the target.
Someone needs to discipline the kids.
Damnation is not a good means of discipline.
Says you.
Says me!
Yeah, again, says you.
Who's the host?
Both of us.
Bullshit! You think just because you've assimilated into my couch?
Yes.
Who's the Prince of Darkness here?
Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh! Oh, thank you, Gluttony, for coming to save me.
And I repeat, Ozzy Osbourne's the Prince of Darkness.
I am the Prince of Darkness.
I beg to differ, sir.
There will be a time I will get you.
And there will be a time when I smack that thing and hit him in the face with it.
You did that last week.
You do that every time I throw it. I'm gonna get you.
Anyway. But yeah, no, Krampus is actually even in the legends, he's actually not tough, or he's sneaky.
Well, again, most demons are. They try not to be that. The only time when they actually start attacking you directly is when they warn you down.
Yeah, but still, it's annoying because you have things like Legendary Studios Krampus, which was, by the way, probably the best film that Legendary produced, and it's still shit. It is. Yeah. Anyway, it makes me laugh so much because everyone always depicts Krampus as this big, powerful monster. It's like, no, he's literally Santa Claus's psycho ex-girlfriend, and homeboy kidnaps children because he literally can't fight anything else. Even little shape-shifting kobold punks absolutely wrecked his world and sent him crying back to Daddy Satan. I'm sorry. Krampus isn't shit. He is 100% bitch made.
Still not going to stop me from going to Germany at some point.
Well, you want to go to the Alpine specifically.
I just want to go to that Krampus.
The Krampus festival thing?
Yeah.
You know what you do? You get Scraps, DJ Scraps, and all his little kobold friends, and you take them to the parade and just see how many people you trigger and make scared.
I'm pretty sure no one's going to know about that.
Well, I mean,
not that many people.
It would be funny to hijack the Krampus parade with kobolds. It would be absolutely hilarious. There's one actual Krampus actor who truly knows legends and has studied the lore of Krampus, and he's just like, no. And
then they yell, they're not invisible this time!
That won't help him. He's still gonna get his ass kicked. He's fucking Krampus. But anyway, with all this chatter about this stuff, let's wrap up by talking about the American Santa. The character we all know. The fat man with the beard and the red coat and everything. Because there's some misconceptions about him, too. A lot of people say that he is created by the Coca-Cola Company. That is not true. I will give you that his red coat with the white fur trim, that is something that Coca-Cola gave him. That is true. But the character Santa Claus was appearing in American stuff all the way back.
I also haven't noticed the Coca-Cola cans with Santa on it. Like the boxes?
Yeah, I have.
I haven't seen any.
Got some, didn't we?
Yeah, I've seen them. Yeah, you were saying how it was unfair they have the Santa instead of the bears.
Yeah, they don't have the polar. I've not seen the polar.
I missed the polar bears. The polar bears were better.
Polar bears were cool. I mean, I like Santa actually, but I do agree I prefer the bears. But anyway,
yeah,
Santa Claus, the American Santa that we all know here in North America, actually dates back to a poem in 1821. It was a poem called Santa Claus with Much Delight.
Of course, the company that used cocoa leaves to make the freaking drink would pull something from a freaking poem.
Yeah, but anyway. And from there, it's a snowball of where he got his stuff. In 1821, he got his name, Santa Claus. In 1823, he became fat with a beard. Hold on, we're not done yet. And that also was from a poem, A Visit from St. Nicholas, which was turned into the play A Christmas Carol. Yes, Santa Claus in the original. I heard that kobold. I hope that
was a perfectly timed laugh. I hope everybody.
Part of me hopes the microphone picked it up, but it probably didn't. Anyway, but no, in the original story, A Visit from St. Nicholas, which is what became The Night Before Christmas or A Christmas Carol, the second ghost, the ghost of Christmas Present, was Santa Claus.
Huh.
Yeah, but that's the image, that's where we get our first look at Santa. The joyful, that's where he also gets his laugh, ho, ho, ho. That was from A Visit from St. Nicholas. We're not done yet. In 1845, he got the nickname Kris Kringle after an artist who did a bunch of pictures of him. In I did not write. Oh, it was in a special magazine that was doing an analysis of American and British Christmas traditions. And Kris Kringle was the artist who drew Santa Claus. And so the name became tied to Santa. But we're not done yet.
See, I have heard something like that. Kris Kringle came from an artist who drew him.
Yeah, who drew him a bunch of times. In 1889, at long last, our boy got hitched.
You mean 1989?
1889.
Oh, okay.
Santa Claus got married. Mrs. Claus made her first appearance. She was used in bakery advertisements. There was a New York bakery that advertised Mrs. Claus Christmas cookies. The cookie, and the whole thing is her cookies were so delicious, Santa put a ring on it. He married her because of her cooking.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, the way through a man's heart is through his stomach.
Or his ribcage with a knife. But either way. Anyway.
Well, if you're a crazy ex, it's...
Speaking of Krampus. Anyway.
The stomach is better. Yeah. With cookies.
Now, in 1902, we got a canonic background story for Santa Claus. L. Frank Baum? B-A-U-M. Baum? How would you pronounce that?
Bane?
Baum?
Bane or Baum?
I'm going to go with Bane.
Baum? I'm not sure.
Not
L. Frank Baum wrote a book called The Adventures of Santa Claus, wherein he actually gave a backstory to Santa. Where basically, in a nutshell, Santa Claus was a toy maker who died in a blizzard. And he was a good person, so he was going up to heaven. But as he was going up to heaven, he turned back and looked down at the world. And he saw all these children all over the world who weren't having a happy Christmas. And so he gets up to the gates, and St. Peter's there. It's like, hey, welcome to heaven. And Santa tells him, there must have been a mistake. I have to go back. I can't go to heaven. I have to work. I have toys to make. And Peter's like, you can't do that. You're dead, dude. Besides, it's heaven. You made it. That's the goal. And Santa tells Peter, even in heaven, I won't be happy knowing that there are sad children. And so Peter goes, and I'm not joking, by the way, he goes and he talks to God, comes back and says, okay, I talked to the big guy. We can let you go back to Earth. And that's how Santa started. He couldn't go to heaven. He wanted to stay and make toys for all the good little boys and girls. But that was in, 1902. Now, that brings us to 1930, which is where Coca-Cola created the image of Santa Claus. But here's the thing. Just like Sinterklaas, Santa was always depicted with a green coat or a green jacket. Like the pine needles on a Christmas tree.
Color of money.
Color of money. Which is ironic because he hated money.
Well,
I'm saying St. Nicholas.
Back then, the color of money was
gold. Gold and silver. But anyway, well, the Coca-Cola company wanted to use Santa Claus, but Coca-Cola's colors are red and white. So they took some artistic liberties, and they gave Santa a red coat with a white fur trim. Now, a lot of people mistakenly claim that this is the first Santa in the United States. No, it's not. Like I said, it goes all the way back to the 1800s. And in fact, what if I told you that Coca-Cola wasn't even the first soft drink to use Santa Claus as a mascot?
Please tell me we're 7-Up, because they're green.
White Rock Beverages.
The hell is that?
A company that no longer exists today, as far as I know. They made mineral waters. And they used Santa Claus as their mascot. Do they still exist?
There's a website that pops up.
Oh my lack of a god.
White Rock, established 1871. Taste the new twist. White Rock tonic water.
Yeah.
Holy shit, they still exist.
They're from Sioux City.
They're still a thing.
What the hell is Sioux City?
South Dakota.
South Dakota.
Oh.
Anyway,
No one ever goes to.
but they were the first company, any company, that used Santa Claus as a mascot.
Yeah, mostly restaurants.
Yeah, and they were doing that way back in, I want to say the 1900s. I didn't write down the year, but no, they were using Santa for years and years. And in fact, one of the reasons that Coca-Cola had to change the coat and give him that red and white coat was because White Rock was like, hey, Santa's our mascot. We use Santa Claus. They use the traditional green coat. And so Coca-Cola was like, well, our colors aren't green. Put them in a red coat like our cans. And so there was actually this brief time, there was an ad war of Santa Clauses between White Rock's traditional Santa Claus with the green coat and Coca-Cola's new iteration with a red coat.
Burger, that says Whole Foods. Did this sell at your store?
No, it's not. It's not at Sprouts. I was actually looking at that.
Yeah, he works at Sprouts, not Whole Foods. But anyway, see, now I'd kind of like it because
kind of want to try
the
it.
description when I was reading it, they were a mineral water and cocktail mix company.
They have a root beer. They have a prickly pear, and they have a sarsaparilla.
I don't drink root beer.
You suck.
And
I
they
love
have
root beer.
a bunch of tonic waters, according to this. So.
Yeah, but anyway, maybe we can order some someday. But anyway, but it gets funnier because there was a third contender who wanted to get in on the. There he is.
According to this is their official website. Santa's First Sip, 1920s. A little whiskey and White Rock water to decide who's naughty or nice. Coca-Cola claims they first used Father Christmas back in 1931, but here he is in the 1920s enjoying a White Rock and whiskey on us.
Yep, that is true.
I'm
White Rock was the
White
first.
Rock and some. Oh, I have whiskey.
This is.
But bear don't drink.
But what's interesting is the picture they use on their official website. He has the red coat. But anyway, yeah, no, Santa Claus. Coca-Cola did not invent the American Santa Claus. In fact, they weren't the first soft drink to have Santa in their stuff. But it gets funnier because there was another contender who got into the war, the Santa War.
It's another company we probably never heard of.
Pepsi.
Holy shit. That is a company we have heard of. And I can't see them doing that.
They did in the
What, did he have a
1940s.
blue coat?
Yes! In the 1940s, they introduced a blue Santa Claus to try and compete with Coca-Cola and White Rock.
Which Santa do you want? The green one, the red one, or the blue one, little boys and girls?
That's a tough one because I like red and I like green. And I like Coca-Cola, but I'm
I
going
like
just
whiskey, so I'm going to have to go with the green one.
If I may, according to their history, there was a cameo by the White Rock Beverage Company, A Good Sarsaparilla, 1998, in The Big Lebowski. Grabbing a cameo in the movie, The Big Lebowski, our Sioux City sarsaparilla was far from a scene stealer, but we definitely had 15 seconds of fame.
Huh.
I'm only saying that because
The
we were
dude
talking
abides.
about
cameos in
Dude abides.
movies and stuff.
I need to sign up as
I
a priest for that dude's religion so I can marry people.
I am.
yeah, I've never...
Yeah, no. That's the original Santa advertiser. But no, Pepsi tried to get in on the action in the 1940s with a Santa Claus in a blue coat.
They need to bring all this back.
Right? We need ad wars again. There used to be... there was a time... The children listening to this won't make sense. There was a time when companies viciously went after each other all the damn time.
Oh, yeah.
Like, do you remember the Super Bowl wars with Coca-Cola and Pepsi trying to outbid each other and buy up space for commercials in the Super Bowl? I remember this.
Yeah.
I remember when they had, like, certain actors, were getting in it. Like, Britney Spears. What was she? She was Pepsi?
I'm gonna be honest. My memory
Yes.
is the best.
She was specifically Pepsi, and there was there was a time when companies were at each other's throats,
Oh yeah,
advertising against
like
each
if you
other.
look at like the Hispanic ones, like I'll be a chick walking down the beach and then out of nowhere, Pepsi.
Yeah, Britney Spears was Pepsi.
Yeah.
I remember these.
Yeah, there were seriously. Nowadays, you know what the problem is, and this is
There's no diversity. Everything's
actual diversity.
If you look at Vegas the casinos, you think they're all owned by different people. They're not. It's mostly two companies that own practically everything there.
Yeah.
That's why you can go from one casino while you're not even paying attention to end up at a different one.
Yep. And
without even going outside.
Yeah, you literally just walk into another one. You know, and again, another problem is that all these companies are freaking
like Disney
friends
owns
with each other.
Fox,
Lucasfilm,
Pixar,
Marvel.
There's no diversity.
It's all it all filters back to the same
when
thing.
One of them sucks,
they make everything
all
else
suck.
Exactly.
They make it gay and put a chicken. They make it gay, put a chick in it, and make it lame.
You gotta do the voice.
I can't do Cartman's voice.
You gotta do the Cartman voice.
I can't do Cartman's voice.
Can you do the stank face?
No.
Anyway, but no, it's like seriously. Once upon a time, companies used to absolutely be vicious, competing with each other, and nowadays they're all like friends. I mean, shit. Hell, did you know? Not the current one, but the previous CEO of of Walmart, was a board member of Target before he became the CEO of Walmart. He literally just moved over. And that's the thing. Like, we see this all the time. These companies just are basically all friends.
Oh man, if one of the things that Pepsi did was they bought Pizza Hut, KFC, Jimmy John's, Long John, A&W, Long John Silver, the fish.
Yeah, Long John Silver's.
And because they were trying to compete with Coke. So what they did was they bought that, and you can only buy. They bought those franchises, and you can only get Pepsi products there. And then they ended up going further and combining some of them together.
Yep.
That's why you mostly don't see those individually anymore.
There's a KFC A&W over by the.
Is it A&W?
Yeah, it's an A&W
on Colorado Boulevard. Yeah.
Yep. And then the one that was by Mexico, that was a KFC and
Pizza Hut. I remember that one.
No, Pizza Hut was next to it. It was A&W as well, but that one's not there anymore.
Yeah.
But that's why they started combining those two restaurants together, because it still brought in money, and they were able to sell more Pepsi products from them.
Yeah, but it still goes back to my point. You know, personally, like, bring back the green, blue, and red Santa Clauses. I want another Santa Claus war.
Bring back
and that just sounds cool to say. Say it out loud. Santa Claus war.
I'm going to give the green Santa Claus a battle axe.
Because he's the most similar to St. Nicholas.
Yeah.
He gets the axe. Well, wait. Hold on there. So let's be fair about this. If the green one gets the axe, what do the red and the blue one get?
The red one gets a freaking cocaine high because, come on, it's coke.
So he has
it gets the high strength with a massive crash.
And the blue one gets told to piss off because Pepsi sucks.
Well, Pepsi has Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew is usually made from moonshine, so they get a gun.
Damn it.
More specifically, a shotgun.
Shotgun.
Well, hell, in the original Mountain Dew ads, wasn't their mascot originally a hillbilly with a shotgun?
Yeah, that's why that Santa Claus, the blue Santa Claus, gets a shotgun.
But no, see, I've always liked Santa Claus. Actually, jokes aside, I've always liked Santa better than the goddamn carolers.
Here's my thing. I don't.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Willie the Hillbilly.
Yeah.
He had a name?
Yeah.
Willie the Hillbilly from Mountain Dew. Oh my gosh, he really was
hillbilly, yeah.
Yeah, he was a little redneck.
The rumor is that Mountain Dew started off as moonshine.
Willie the Hillbilly was the original mascot of Mountain Dew, first appearing in the 1940s. In the commercials, he was voiced by legendary country artist Grandpa Jones. He was featured on Mountain Dew packaging until 1969. He later appeared on Do Shine and Throwbacks packages with.
Yep. So throwbacks packages is like they'll bring the old school packaging back every once in a while, and they pretty much bring him back with it.
Real quick, Tara brings a good point. Shout out to the Budweiser Clydesdales. There's another mascot that needs to come back rather than what they currently have. Friggin' seriously, the Clydesdales were awesome.
Yeah.
Bring back the Bears.
To be honest, yeah, I prefer the Bears for Coke.
The Coca-Cola Bears, yeah.
Did Pepsi ever have a mascot?
Britney Spears.
Let's be honest, that's not a mascot. That's just someone making money.
Pepsi Man!
Oh
they had Pepsi Man in Japan! I forgot about Pepsi Man!
Pepsi Man. I forgot about Pepsi Man too.
Oh.
It was Chester Cheetah. See there? Death battle. Coca-Cola Bear versus Pepsi Man.
Coca-Cola Bear wins hands down.
And
Pepsi Man literally can't even take getting hit by freaking a rolled up newspaper.
Man, you're fighting a goddamn polar bear. Polar bear can like
literally rip a man in half.
Yeah, they can smell like a seal like under like what 5 feet of ice,
something like that.
Ronald McDonald fighting the Burger King fighting the Coca-Cola polar bear. Bear. Definitely bear.
The other mascot that they need to bring back is the goddamn freaking Chihuahua from Taco Bell.
Amen, my brother in Christ.
The only Chihuahua I actually like.
There was a lawsuit about that. I remember that as a kid.
I liked that little bugger.
I did too.
Ear, lizard, lizard, lizard.
Oh. If my dad's in the chat, my dad hated him.
My mother loved him.
He was so...
Dude, I had all his little, like, you know how Taco Bell like came out with the
little stuffed animals?
Yeah, I had those.
I had a bunch of those, too. I liked the one they made for the Godzilla tie-in. By the way, TriStar's Godzilla was good. Get off it.
Yoquito Taco Bells?
No, where he was holding the sign saying free tacos, and he was trying to trap Godzilla with a little box.
Here,
lizard.
I'm going to need a bigger box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you say lizard in Mexican, by the way?
I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not too sure. My Spanish ain't that good. And I'll admit that shit.
I feel like we keep forgetting that. Because I keep asking you how you say stuff. I remember we were talking about Papa Cuerpo, the father of corpses, a while back. And we had to look it up like 5 times.
Yeah.
It's a fun word to say. Cuerpo. There you go. No. The Santa Claus War created mini cuerpo. Coolest sentence ever. But yeah, no, I always liked Santa. I like Santa Claus personally.
Like Santa Claus, yes. The holiday itself, no. And that's just mostly because people ruined it for me. Retail ruined it for me.
Yeah.
And people ruined it for me.
See, I like it. It's not my favorite holiday. Obviously, it's not Halloween, but I like Christmas. I feel a lot of people kind of give it unfair flack because of retail and stuff like that. And I like Santa Claus, too. I'm just going to say it. I like Santa. The Vagrant doesn't. You ever talk to that freak about that? He has something happened when the Vagrant was a little boy or something. I don't know. But he gets mad when you bring up Santa for some reason. It's weird. No, seriously, I remember yesterday I was talking to him. Don't ask why I was talking to him. But I was talking to him, and I remember he was like looking for nails and hammers and tools, and I'm like, what are you doing? And he said he was preparing for Santa Claus. And I haven't seen that weirdo since.
Santa or the Vagrant?
Yes! Now I'm worried!
Man.
I'm starting to think it wasn't a good idea to hire a dude, behind a building to wear the mascot costume for our channel, because he's weird.
Man,
and now that I think about it, I've never seen him and Jeff in the same place at the same time.
Who the hell's Jeff?
Our psycho Russian friend.
Oh.
Does he watch
Learn the lore! He doesn't watch the show because he doesn't speak English.
You can still watch it.
You tell him what hey, you know what? You work up the nerve to tell him what to do. I mean, shit, half the time he works for me and I don't have the guts to tell that guy what to do.
He's in another country.
I don't think that's enough to stop him.
Well, according to you, he...
Oh yeah, he thinks you're cute.
So the thing is, he does art for the channel, and...
he asked for a model picture, and the bishop posed, and his response when I showed him the picture was, "Oh, I'm rather smitten with this guy. Is that you?" And I was like, "No, no, no." When a sadomasochist says he thinks you're cute, is that a threat or a compliment?
Both.
Good night, everybody. Merry Christmas. Actually, no, we are well over time.
Are we?
Oh yeah, no, dude, it's almost time.
Feel like it's been...
I know, right? It doesn't feel like it's been that long. But anyway, yeah, so that's the truth of Santa Claus, or Sinterklaas, or Saint Nicholas. He's not originally created by Coca-Cola, but still is. You know, it is kind of funny. I would agree with people who would say he's an American icon. Because even though, yeah, he's from Greece and most of his lore comes from Germany and stuff, really America's the one who picked him up and ran with him, really. In my personal opinion. But that's kind of what America does. America always, how do I put this? We learn from other people and then we like Super Saiyan version.
Sure, that is not nice. Not that one. Every other Chihuahua is a little rat dog except for that one.
Mr. Bishop!
My dad, he was so annoyed when this dog came on. And I'm like a little kid, and I'm like, oh, well.
Oh, well, I mean, if it annoys Dad, then that means you like it, don't you? There you go.
Kind of, but also, Taco Bell, we didn't have much Taco Bell as a kid.
Oh, we loved Taco Bell when I was growing up.
I love Taco Bell now.
My mom used to work at Taco Bell, so...
They had the episode 1 toys, and then...
Goosebumps, they had lots of Goosebumps toys. But anyway, folks, we are getting very late. And I think it's time we wrap this one up. So, sincerely, jokes aside, Merry Christmas, Happy Solstice, Happy Hanukkah. Although I think Hanukkah passed, didn't it?
Man, I don't really pay attention to actual, like, well, not actual, but the the high profile ones.
Isn't Hanukkah like the first week of December? That feels like something the bishop would know.
I'm not.
Anyway,
like again,
but even still, Happy Hanukkah.
I wouldn't know what Christmas is if it wasn't for work.
Fair enough. That's kind of that. Honestly, hearing that out loud, that sounds kind of sad. It's like
I really don't care for this holiday.
December 7th, sunset December 7th to nightfall December 15th, 2023. Hanukkah has passed, yes.
Okay, so well, still late.
Happy late Hanukkah.
Happy late Hanukkah to our Jewish friends. Gothic Therapy is Jewish, actually. Very nice people. I love those guys to death. Anyway, though, but however you celebrate the winter season, hopefully it finds you safe and happy. This is my sentient couch parasite, Jesus.
Oh, he's not a parasite.
He assimilated into the couch!
You know what? Next time we gotta go somewhere, you can walk.
How are you gonna drive? You're parked couch!
I'll be in the car.
You did drive us to Godzilla -1 and to the expo.
Us to the expo. We left him behind.
Yeah, thanks for that. Oh god, that horrifying memory. I was in West Virginia.
Bigfoot expert.
With that psychopath.
You know, I'm gonna move just to West Virginia to make you come visit me. That's the only reason I'll move over there.
I will forget you exist. I don't know any hustles. I'll pull a Peter. I don't know Jesus.
We'll get in the car and we'll start driving over there. Legit.
Goodbye. Love you, Mom.
I won't even tell you where we're going.
Now I know not to get in the car with you. But anyway, there's the bishop over in the corner. Hopefully he's not eating paper anymore. My dear dogs, Gluttony, Famine, Rosadoo, the cursed doll. Here you go. Put her right there.
Don't give me cursed items.
Oh, God. Don't put her near my ear. She whispers weird shit.
both thrown her.
You've thrown her too. And here,
Not for a
look
long
at this.
Kurt.
Dude.
Oh!
No!
That was with zest, too, you asshole. Anyway, I am the Prince of Darkness, Kristoff N. Chester, and we'll be back next week. And you know, next week is the last episode before the new year. So I want to start a tradition because there's a particular topic that we have had repeatedly asked of us. And next week we're going to do it, and I want to make this a tradition. The last episode of the year, we're going to do an episode dedicated to the vagrancy horror mythos. So be there, boys and girls.
Or be square.
You're the youngest one here.
Yeah.
That's the sad part. Happy holidays, everybody. And as always, keep checking the shadows. Be square? Really?
I don't know, it just came to my mind.
I'm amazed there was a mind to come to.
Fuck you.